Let's build a late game cottage in Grounded. Hi friends, and welcome to Grounded. Today's build tutorial includes everything you could need for backyard survival in a quaint package with an aesthetic design. It does require tier 3 tools and resources, all of which have been listed in the description below. This build was designed for my own playthrough that I've been streaming over on Twitch, so it is fully functional when you enter the late game. As always, if you enjoy the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It would be much appreciated. But without further ado, let's build a fantasy cottage. This build needs a roughly 5x4 area of decently flat ground. Extra build height and terraforming can add additional materials, but it technically can be done anywhere. To start off, we're going to grab our mushroom half walls. We're going to place 2 of these going lengthwise across the house right next to each other. Then we're going to switch over to our mushroom half wall going out towards the front. Then we're going to swap back to the normal mushroom half wall and go 2 more across the front. We're going to pivot 90 degrees. Then we're going to go 4 mushroom half walls down the line. On our back wall, we're going to do 1 normal half wall. Then we're going to do a combination of 2 curved mushroom half walls so that they kind of jut out in the middle. And then on the back of that, we're going to do 1 more mushroom half wall. On our last wall, we're going to do 1 more normal half wall. Then we're going to bump out by another quarter wall, 1 more half wall, another quarter wall going back in for our fireplace, and then 1 more mushroom half wall and the normal thing, and then again, you can connect it up with another quarter wall. In the very front of our build, we're going to use 2 stem half floors, and then we can fill in the rest of this floor area with burr floors all the way up, including the curved bits, but you could leave a tiny bit of open space in that gap because the fireplace will cover it up, and that'll reduce your material cost just a little bit. On top of that front porch, we can nestle in our mushroom stairs right in the front with a mushroom door on the right side of where the stem meets the burr, and then a normal mushroom window right next to that on the left. Directly in front of that, we can finish it all off with a half mushroom arch. If you unsnap it from the building grid, you can actually use mushroom pillars to make a kind of porch situation to cut off the mushroom arch halfway through and make it a bit more pretty. For the rest of the house, going towards the front, we're going to start with a sturdy wall. Then along the side, we can do 2 sturdy windows. Then along that long wall, we're going to do 4 sturdy grass windows, which you can rotate into a fun pattern if you so desire. Along the back edge, we're going to grab 1 stem window on either side of the arch. And then along that arch, we're going to do a mushroom arch so that they meet in the middle on both sides. Then we can go ahead and round off our lovely deck with either some fences or some stemmed walls if you prefer. On the fireplace side, we're going to do 1 normal mushroom wall on either side of the fireplace nook, with of course the fireplace in the middle. If you want to, you can even connect this back up to the balcony on the other side with another mushroom pillar. For our second story, we're going to grab 2 of those burr half floors, and then we're going to layer them twice right above that little mushroom entry arch that we just made. On the back wall, we're going to add 3 more of those same half walls, and then we're going to curve 90 degrees and use 2 more of them to go back towards the front of the house. We can connect that back up with 1 more half floor, and then we can kind of round out that curve a little bit using the triangle floors. On the bottom floor, we're going to grab the acorn spiral staircase and mirror it, and then we can rotate it around so that it comes from the stem window all the way up top to meet up with our floor. From there, you can fill in the rest of the floor with your normal burr floors, and then you can fence it all off with acorn fences as much as you can. Along the back wall, we're going to put 1 vertical mushroom half wall on either side of the build, and then we're going to center 3 mushroom windows inside of that. This may seem a little bit odd, but we're actually going to do a little bit of the roof next, mostly because it'll help us avoid some collision issues down the road. So we're going to line the entire back wall with full pinecone roofing. And then on top of that, we're going to use the peaked pinecone roof and go all the way back across. And then we can mirror down our normal pinecone roofs on the other side. On the fireplace side of the house, we're going to add 1 mushroom window on either side of the fireplace, and then we're going to put a full mushroom triangle on top of that. In the middle, we're going to use some fireplace chimneys to go all the way above the top, add 1 half chimney, and then add your vent on top of that. On the other side of the house, we're going to grab another sturdy wall and place 1 on either side of that 3 wide gap with a window in the middle. Above that space, you can either put in another window or a wall as you prefer, and then we're going to fill in the rest of that gap with triangles as they fit in. For our front roofing, we're going to add a full pinecone roof so that it starts halfway above our mushroom arch. Do this on either side so it's its own tiny little peak, then you can fill in the outside of that wall with mushroom triangles. On our other jut, we're going to add a grass half wall on either side, and then a full pinecone roof directly on top of those. Then we can finish filling in the wall for that grass room with a tiny grass square on either side, a window directly in the middle, and then triangles to fill in the rest of the space. For the interior, we're going to use a combination of large and small mushroom triangles to fill out all of those gaps to make sure that you can't see the outside. Make sure that this includes the tiny little archway inside of the grass room that we just made. And for our final bits of hard structure, we're going to add some roof trim. Generally speaking, you want this to be poking out about half a square beyond where the wall is. So we're going to go around the entire roof and add a layer of those quarter roofs so that they all stick out just a little bit more and add a little bit more depth to our build. In addition to those, we're going to go on the fireplace side and line that entire first story with the half-size flat pinecone roof pieces. We're going to wrap that around the side of the back so that it goes just above that stem window and add a quarter so that it meets in the middle. And then mirror that on the other side so that you get your own half pinecone floor and a quarter pinecone floor. On our long grass wall, we're going to add a half stem floor with a stem square on either side of it. And then on the very front of the house, we're going to add a half stem floor directly below the window. And that completes the full structure of this build, and it's a perfect blank canvas if you just want to go on your own from here. But if you want to decorate it the way I did for max level cozy, here's a quick walkthrough of my build and how you can decorate it yourself. Starting around the outside, we've got some pretty basic survival stuff and additional decorations. So we've got a koi statue right by the opening, our dew collector right by one side of the fireplace, and our water collector right on the other. On this side of the back, we've got our recreational activities from a pet house, some training situations, a basketball hoop hot tub, trampoline, and a jerky rack. And then as we go inside, directly to the left, we've got our crafting station and smithing station so that we can get everything we need here. Our fireplace has been nicely decorated for more coziness with some easy to obtain heads, a picture frame, some nice seating, some rugs, a pinecone shelf up there, and some lighting all around. We've also got some armor dummies with a weapons display case, and then of course more lighting. Along the back, we get some more statues for extra cozy level. Over here is our kitchen area, and it's still decently easy to access everything, and it works really well for a late game setup where you just want to get from thing to thing as fast as you can. We have a nice little dining setup, and any cozy items that you don't like the look of, you can kind of shove under the stairs a little bit to still get the effect without seeing them as much. And as we go upstairs, we'll see the bedroom, which is a simple bedroom design with a bed, some carpets, an end table, and then on this side we've got a few signs with just some nice pictures on it. More shelving, and again, you can click on these and rotate what appearance they have, which does help quite a lot if you're trying to customize your build. And then on this side, we've got another seat, and this is where I keep all of my storage. It works really well because that workbench can reference all of these chests over here, and as well as all of these, and these can all be accessed pretty darn easily, or you can access them from down there. And this tends to be enough storage for me with enough lighting, and as you can see, this is coziness level 5, so I think it works pretty well. And this is the perfect build for me, so I hope you enjoyed this little build tutorial. Please consider leaving a like if you did, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps me out. I hope to see you all again very, very soon, but until then, have a great day.